Here at the Berkowitz Basketball Complex, I'm Ryan Cole reporting for Impact Sports after Michigan State's dominant 108-52 win over Savannah State today on the men's side. The women take the court soon after at the Breslin Center, so a little change of scenery from my usual post-game video over here on the practice courts now. And while Michigan State certainly a huge dominant 56-point win, certainly wasn't looking that way early on in this one. Savannah State shoots more than 40 threes a game, and they made 8 of 21 in the first half to stay close in this one. It was only 37-36 at one point in the first half, but Michigan State closes out a little bit on a run. They stopped turning the ball over. I mean, they had 12 turnovers in that first half, and they had a halftime lead of 51-38. And Tom Izzo talked after the game about just how the team really wasn't necessarily respecting the game, much less the opponent, early on in this one.
Yeah, which really bothered me. And I'll tell you why, because I've spent a lot of hours talking to him about learning how to play the game and not the team, good or bad, meaning Savannah State or Duke. You know, you still can't play the jersey, you gotta play the game.
And the Spartans really clamped down on those three-point attempts in the second half. Savannah State went 8 of 21 in the first half from beyond the arc, 2 of 21 in the second half. So Michigan State really, like I said, defended well on the outside, and that helped them get out to a 32-0 run to close this one. I don't know the last time that's happened for Michigan State or for really any team in Division I college basketball. So Spartans certainly rewriting the record books, and I'm just going to read off just how many of them there are for you. This is the first time in program history that they scored more than 100 points in 4 straight games, and that's the first time since VMI in 2006 to 2007 that any Division I program has done that. So again, 10 years of history that we're talking about here as far as scoring the basketball for Michigan State. 4th time this season that all 5 starters scored in double figures. The 2nd time in a row that 6 players scored in double figures. Matt McQuaid came off the bench and scored 11 points for Michigan State. Again, they ended on that 32-0 run and really just blew Savannah State out of the water in the end. All because of Miles Bridges, Cassius Winston, Nick Ward, their double-doubles. Miles Bridges, 19 points, 21 rebounds. That's a career high in rebounds for him and the most for any Spartan since 1976 when Greg Kelser was suiting up in the green and white. So he had also a school record 19 rebounds on the defensive end. That was Antonio Smith that last did that for Michigan State, another Flintstone, by the way. Cassius Winston, 16 points, 13 assists, and his assists were a career high, and Michigan State had 35 assists today, just one off of the school record. That was the second most in school history for the Spartans. Nick Ward, 21 points, 10 rebounds, and he went 9 of 9 from the field, and he's shooting 32 of 34 in the last 4 games. That's right, he has missed 2 shots in 4 games. He is really shooting the ball well and getting anything he wants down low. And Tom Izzo talked after the game about just what these records mean to these players, because it really does mean something as far as kind of seeing where they stand in program lore.
You know, I'm a big fan of personal goals and team goals and program goals. I really am. I think kids need to be motivated for something all the time. It's good to do something where you can, as I always say, you know, leave your footprint in the sand.
And after losses on Saturday by Villanova, ranked number 1, and Arizona State, ranked number 3, Michigan State, currently number 2, looks poised to be the next number 1 team in the country when the new polls come out this week. And Cassius Winston talked about just how important it is for these players to play with a target on their back, and they're really going to get everyone's best shot going forward.
We just use that, you know, as motivation. Just we got to prove, you know what I'm saying? We got to prove that we earned that spot. It wasn't given to us, so every night somebody's going to be at our head to knock us off that spot, and we got to prove night in, night out that we earned it, and that's where we belong.
And Michigan State closes out the 2017 calendar year 14-1, going into Big Ten season, really the brunt of Big Ten season on the way. Maryland is next up. The game will be at the Breslin Center on Thursday night, January 4th. Welcome to the new year, of course. 8 o'clock p.m. tip-off, so a late tip. And once again, Michigan State, dominant win, 13 straight, of course, but really now getting into the brunt of the schedule with Maryland and the rest of the Big Ten on tap. So once again, Michigan State over Savannah State today, 108-52, dominant win to close out the year. I'm Ryan Cole, reporting for Impact Sports. Happy New Year.